Alright, welcome to another Robot Adventures review. Hello. Come by. So, people who don't like my videos should just stop watching. This video is not for you. If you're not sure whether you should continue watching, then you should stop watching. So, let's see. Yeah, a lot of bad stuff has been going on recently. Yeah, America is going through a lot of changes. I think people are finally starting to realize that the Republicans are not good. Obstructionists, and some people also realize that the politicians are pretty much bought. Of course, there are some politicians who still have, some dignity. They still have their own values, but yeah, sometimes I feel bad for Americans, and yeah, being overseas or anyone overseas looking at America sometimes, and for a long time, they've been going, "Wow, you guys are, yeah, why are you guys doing that?" I don't know. So, yeah, recently, there have been a lot of shootings and stuff. A lot of violence in America. And I said it before, I'm in favor of gun control. I think a lot of people are in favor of gun control. And the people who are not in favor of it, who's like, oh, we should have more guns, and these are the... And I've been doing this for years, and I've had to deal with dumbasses all the time, and I don't like to actually get into discussions with dumbasses because they are starting out as dumbasses, and sometimes it's like talking to a brick wall, or talking to someone who just puts their finger in their ear and goes, la 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 la, I can't hear you, la 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 la. And it's just a waste of time and energy, and it's frustrating because a lot of the politicians are controlled by these dumbasses. And sometimes it's not you think, well, the politician is weak. Well, what happens, if anyone steps out of line, what will happen is that they will threaten that politician. For example, even if a Republican steps out of line and says, I want to do gun control, or I want to do some kind of reform to regulate your industry or something, what they'll do is that they'll tell that politician, oh, okay, so you're gonna vote against us or something like that. Well, come next election, we will support another Republican, another candidate in the primaries. And so within that Republican Party, or within that Democratic Party, whichever party, these strong, influential I guess, entities will try to get rid of the person who they don't like, and they'll just throw all of their money instead of behind the candidate who's, or the politician who's in office now who wants to do change. They'll throw their support and money behind someone else who will toe the line, who will agree with everything they say. So, and because of the system, that's the way the elections are financed. Politicians are subservient to these big interests, and that's why both Democrat and Republicans, a bunch of people, they don't do anything. They don't do anything unless they are okayed, unless that action is okayed by their bosses, and their boss is not the people they represent. It's not their constituents. It's the people who fund their campaign. And a huge I guess lobby is the NRA. And yeah, for years and years and years, not just recently, but recently it's gotten to the point where it's like, we got to do something. They have been pushing for, I guess, deregulation, or they want to have guns accessible to so many people. And of course, the reason why they do that is not because of their desire to create a well-regulated militia to defend against an oppressive government. It's because they make money. If the gun manufacturers make money putting guns in a bunch of hands of people, and it's a business. And yeah, they make money that way. And they want to take care of the business, so they will advise politicians to, and anyone in their pocket, for example Fox, to try to distract, or try to avoid, or try to bully anyone who suggests any type of gun control or anything like that. If you suggest it to these people, they'll just put their fingers in the air and they'll just say blah 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 blah. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Yeah, the arguments against gun control are selfish, and insane, illogical. Just so many reasons why regulating, controlling who has guns is, I guess, socially understandable. Somewhat hypocritical for people to be against it. Sometimes it seems like, and you guys know, I'm not religious, and sometimes it's like, you know how the religious people just choose and select parts of the Bible that they like, and they'll just try to defend that, and all the other parts that contradict that, or that show something else, they'll just ignore. That's what it seems like when you're dealing with these hardcore anti-gun control people. They'll just start saying stuff that's like, oh, and If everyone has guns, then we'll just everything will be safe. And yeah. Because if you don't have guns and you don't have a way to easily pick up a gun and shoot the other person, you're going to have to actually go over there and stab them or punch them or do something else to them. And that might be a lot more difficult to do. And the person might actually survive that. And they wouldn't be dead. So it's just a lot easier. Just, you know, if there's a button, you know, well, everybody needs vaporizers. You just push a button and they get vaporized. But we don't want to give the vaporizers to the people that don't agree with us because they could vaporize us back. You know what? Why don't you just get rid of all the vaporizers? It's just, I just don't. I don't. I mean, if you take it, if you make these people who are, like, really like, oh no, if everybody has guns, then everybody will be safe, which is a complete lie, you know, because you got so many gun deaths. Oh, we only want to kill the right people. We don't want to kill the bad. Okay, well, there's some mistakes going to be made. And, you know, if I had a gun and I saw somebody else with a gun, I'd jump in there like, you know, like I do in my first-person shooter. I'd jump in there and, like, do a dodge roll and then pull it out and then line and boom. And then there wouldn't be any scared, crazy people running across the thing, and I just do like a headshot every time, and it's completely safe. And that's why we don't have police with a bunch of training. We don't have an army with a bunch of training. We just have a whole bunch of fat people with old ladies with guns doing vigilante justice all over the place. Because that's what we need, right? We just need everybody to have guns and vigilante justice all over the place. Because that's the same, right? Because if they have a gun, then they're just as good as the police. Or something. Well, you know, what would happen, you see, is that and then if I saw somebody, I would have to go home and then go to the back of my car and then go open up the thing and get the gun and then yeah, that's because that's what you have to do all the time, right? It's like, oh, wait. You have a gun? Hold on. I'm going to go get my gun. Oh, wait, right here. I'll be right back. Oh, there's some shots fired over there. Oh, let's run over there and get in front of the bullets. That's a smart thing to do. Oh, we're going to run over. No, that's what the police are trained to do. That's what the other people are trained to do. If you want to do that, then go join the police department. If not, you're just shooting people. It's like, oh, well, I thought he had a gun, and I thought, yeah. He was unarmed, but, you know, it looked like he had, okay, I'm going to shoot people. And that's, you know, it just gets tiring to talking to these people. It's like, you guys are dumb as fuck. And it's not all the, you know, the hunters who go out there and they need, you know, people who live out in the countryside or something like that and need to do some hunting, or people who work in a zoo or something like that. These people, they use these things as a tool. Unless you're some kind of farmer or hunter and you're gathering pelts for winter or something like that. Yeah, I don't know why you're getting all this, and yeah, it just gets tiring listening to these people. It's just sad. One of the arguments was, well, you know, this school was that was gun-free zone, and if all the teachers had guns, or that would have just made it a whole bunch safer. Because everyone knows, everyone with children knows that children don't stick their hands and stick their nose in everything. What children do is that they sit there politely and they don't rummage through stuff. That's what children do. So if you ever get into a situation where you have to associate, or you have to be around, or you're in earshot of a dumbass who's like, oh, well, what the world needs is more weapons for everyone to be able to shoot everyone else. I don't suggest getting into a debate with them. Because the arguments are, you're going to just waste a lot of your time trying to reason with them. But they're just going, oh, I can't hear you, I can't hear you. La, la, la. Why aren't guns allowed on airplanes? And wouldn't it be safer if everybody had a gun on an airplane? So, oh, if the terrorists had a gun, I'd get a gun. And then we just would have a shootout in the airplane. But, well, that's not good. But, if let's have a shootout in the school. Now, that'd be a lot better, Where everybody was slow motion. Just like that. And just don't get involved with these people. I'll say, okay. And just make a note of it in the back of your mind. Say, oh, this person's a dumbass. So, yeah, we don't need assault weapons and machine guns and rocket launchers and mortars and, I don't know. Well, mortar, well, that's just too much, Tanks, well, we can have tanks. Yeah, you don't need to deal with these people. And I would suggest when these type of people just put up obstacles in the way of getting some things done. Well, no, my First Amendment. Well, yeah, okay. Are you part of a well-regulated militia? Who's your leader? Oh, well, I'm not part of a militia. I'm just some dude who's gonna sit in my house and shoot guns. Oh, okay. I don't think that's right, but I'm just gonna cherry pick the things that I like out of it, and then it's like, oh, that's what I like. I heard guns. I have guns. All right, that's what I want. And I guess that brings us into Transformers and toys and yeah, I think there should be more of this punching and well, it's I think it's just so, I guess I don't want to say illogical or something, repressive, or it's people like fucking, and fucking is good, but when you're dealing with these oppressed or kind of fundamentalist, moral high ground type of religious people, killing, exploding, ripping people's heads off, finish him, ripping hearts out and stuff, that's alright. But if she show somebody's dick or somebody's fucking ass crack and spread the butt cheeks apart, that's just wrong. Oh, that guy just got his head blown off. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, this lady got a dick stuck in her woohoo hole. Well, that's terrible. We can't have that. And there's no real there's no, I guess, study done on. There may be some pseudo studies, or maybe the science was off, but I would much rather have open discussions about how cool it is to have sex, rather than how cool it is to run around and shoot people and stuff like that. But if you're talking about having sex, well, that's wrong. It's just a fucked up concept, and yeah, you guys know my ideas on that. Fucking is a lot better than killing. I think it's been that way ever since the first person fucked. It's like, well, you know what? I like this fucking. I can do it a lot more. I'm gonna fuck now, and then I'm gonna wait like 2 or 3 minutes after my eye starts twitching, and I'm gonna fuck some more. That's a lot better, and yeah, I think some people are, some of the authors are, some books you'd read, they'll say, oh, this is this, but for the most part, if the media and stuff is controlled by these moral high ground, sex is only for making babies, not for being happy. Well, then why the fuck do you feel happy when you fucking, huh? It's like, oh shit, that feels good. I like that feeling. I like bonobo, chimpanzee, whatever they're called. They like fucking. The chimpanzee are more like grab hold of your junk and rip it off. The bonobos are more like grab hold of your junk and stick it in your mouth. Well, they won't stick your own junk in yours. They'd rub your shit. Yeah. A lot of violence. Don't really like that. As an adult, it's kind of cool. It's like, oh, you can role play a little bit, but you're just role playing in the game. But as a child and as a mentally ill individual, it's hard to make a distinction there, I think. So, yeah, I think a lot needs to be done. A lot more funding for education. A lot more funding for health programs, mental health, stuff like that. But that would require the government to spend money on education and health rather than war and defense, drone strikes and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, but if we spend money on drones, on education and health, then people will be smart, and then they will be healthy. Oh, that's a bad thing. Whereas if we spend money on defense and wars and stuff like that, then we can give money to the contractors who give us money for our campaigns, and then then we'll stay in power. You realize, oh, I don't know if you realize, but you need to stop. You don't need to do anything. You can do whatever you want. You can be the dumbassest motherfucker in the world. In America. And that's okay, because you have the right to be a dumbass in America. But allowing these dumbasses to control you, I don't think that's a good idea. So, still a little bit under the weather. Well, I can't be bothered to take a look at who's controlling the political system. I'm watching a show about people fucking donkeys. I don't know if Jerry Springer, I think, is done, but sensationalistic TV shows where some British guy says, "You are the worst singer in the world." What's his name? Simons? It's, it's called the boob tube for a reason, right? This is called YouTube. Yeah. I hope people who watch my show and watch my channel, like my stuff, are of the same opinion. People who are under the illusion that if they had a gun, then everything would be safe. They could barrel roll, like jump off of a huge ledge, and just like Laura Croft does, that would be just like them. Yeah. Imagine like the Three Stooges with a bunch of guns. Well, I'm not like them. I'm better than them. So okay. So it's just a stupid idea. I think I'll just put this in at the beginning of my Ultra Magnus review. I want to talk about him. One of my favorite characters in Transformers. Had the G1 version. Cool guy. He's right there. Choo choo. He's right here. Choo choo. Alright, guys. Well, this has been, oh, look, it looks like an easy transformation level 2. I'll put this up and I'll review the figure in a little bit. Alright, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.